All right, we're back again, everyone, for more Pathfinder Kingmaker style.
Huzzah!
Yes. When last we met, you guys were on the road from Restov to New Steven on your way to Eagle's Watch, and you were attacked by two giant boars.
Yes.
And then shortly after, uh, to an accompaniment of
Vicious at all.
yeah, not suspiciously at all, and accompaniment of knights came and met you.
And Spicious McSpicious Face.
They
What's wrong with Sir Cravat?
Because he's Spicious McSpicious Face.
You mean yeah. So you managed to move along. Um there collect those who weren't dead. Which there was only um a couple of people who had died.
A splattering of.
Yes. And you had managed to tightly fit everyone together, though quite a few more people are riding on the outside than they were before. And you guys are currently making your way along the road towards the next carriage house stop for the night. Because it's the King's Road, so there are carriage houses to stop along the way. I believe Hans is riding with the Lady Elanna Lebeda.
Yes.
Um, Napkip is
She said he would be doing.
yes. Napkip is riding on top, and Imogen is riding beside the carriages on Borvo. Is there
Ta-da!
yeah? Is there anything you guys want to do now? Now that we're back and fresh and it's not late in real life. I mean, it's not too late in the game life either, but
Ah, my map got disappeared.
Only note is that I actually have a high enough heal skill to actually be taking care of the injured people as we move along.
all right. So you're making sure to tend to all the wounded and make sure that they're good.
You can
Yeah.
call to me if I'm needed. Imogen is needed. Especially if a day has passed, because then I have more instances of cure light.
Yeah.
It has not. It is
Okay.
still the same day. Um,
Random reason why I'm currently where I'm currently riding where I am, so and I can actually pull off the fake reason for real, so
all right, cool. Because unless you guys want to do something, I'm just gonna move until when you get to the next village.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. So you guys you arrive a couple hours later at the village. It's actually pretty far night because it's a little bit farther. You guys had the major detour that took about an extra hour or so of your time, and
Yep.
you've had to go a little bit slower because of the dead. So it's much later at night than you expect it to be. Um, as soon as you get there, of course, there's the call for medical attention.
Yes.
So
yep.
both doctors and priests show up. And the injured are taken away and promised to be taken care of. Lady Lebeda is very insistent on paying for any kind of medical charges that would happen.
And what does Spicious McSpicious Face do?
Oh, they're just standing around, making sure that that
Doing their job.
Elena is as
Oops.
safe as possible.
They're doing their job.
Yeah.
Say.
right. So there are two inns in this town. One of them is the cheap common inn. There is a more high class, very expensive inn that is meant for the nobles that come through. It's the King's Road, so they actually can afford to do both. So, oops. Um, so the question is, which one do you guys want to stay at?
I'm gonna leave that decision to Hans. Imogen wants to keep an eye on Spicious McSpicious Face. I don't remember his name. What is his name?
Hmm.
Sir Gravats? Is that him?
There. Okay, so the people who were sent
Oh
from
no,
the
it's Mr. Pouts. That's who it was.
yes. So the here yeah. Yep, there is Sir Lucidi Pouts and Sir Gravatus, and then there are just three other men at arms who are with them.
Yeah. Imogen is going to just
Hmm.
keep a sharp eye on them. I did skill focus perception, by the way.
All right, cool.
Okay.
The normal stay at the inn would be for the normal inn is five silver pieces per person for the night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds arbitrary.
All right. And then it would be um four gold per person to stay at the high class place.
Okay. Yeah, Hans is actually. Huh. Have been sleeping?
Where or how?
No, I mean like even back when we were at Oleg's and stuff. Did he actually have a room or did he sleep outside?
Um, when you guys were at Oleg's, he'd usually do what he did when you were on the road and just curl up with Borvo. But when you guys stayed in the
Right.
inn last time, he curled up in a cute little ball at the end of the bed and didn't sleep inside the bed because that's weird. Why would you sleep inside of it? But it was nice and cozy, so he enjoyed that. The pillow was nice. That was a cool new thing.
Hmm.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It would just be 4 gold total.
Okay.
Because the nice place rents in suites. So
Okay. Yeah, in that case, let's go ahead and
splurge.
buy one in the luxurious hotel. Yeah.
All right.
Or the nicer one anyway.
Yeah. I mean it's pretty nice. It is up to It is up to the standards of catering to nobles. So
All right then.
um,
Yeah, this is new. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, Hans is mostly going to be thinking.
About.
It's like, okay, how do we want to do this?
Like the Pouts and Company, do they follow the lady where she's going, or do they just go off and do whatever?
Okay, so Paltus and Gravats are also staying at the nice inn.
Oh, good.
Sir Baelish is also would also be inside of would also be part of the high class suite that the lady has rented, as well as her other servants.
Mm-hmm.
The most of the caravan, so she only had 3 other guards that are with her. The rest were just people who are hired to take care of the caravan, so they'll be staying at the low class place.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, so
So okay, so the place where so instead of I will actually give you their names. So the high class place is the fearsome Manicore.
Okay.
And the low class place is the Red Maiden.
I see. Okay.
yeah, so Imogen probably would go with Hans if they're going in as well, because she basically just wants to keep a sharp eye out for any shenanigans.
Hmm.
All right.
I'm assuming they have stables or something.
Not stables for bears.
Fine, he can stay in the suite then. I don't know. You know what? If they don't want to house Borvo anywhere, she can probably camp outside the city. If she's not welcome there, she's got no problem camping out someplace else. But she really wanted to keep an eye on
Well,
on
I'm not saying a
Pouts.
no. I'm just saying you're going to have to do some work to convince people to house a bear in their stables.
All right. Do I have to make a roll for this?
Yes.
All right. So what?
Be diplomacy.
My diplomacy is 0.
This should be fun.
Or you can ask someone else to make a diplomacy check for you.
Hans,
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to let Borvo stay in the stables. Can you maybe talk to somebody about that?
Yes. Well, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I'll approach the innkeeper then,
All right,
or the stable master. Who's in charge?
You probably want to talk to the innkeeper.
Okay.
So you're going to try and convince him to keep a bear in his stables.
So
So go ahead and give me that diplomacy check.
Yeah. Right. Okay, it's kind of weak.
Okay, there.
Don't suppose this.
So,
I can roll an assist maybe,
all right. So
just to try.
the You manage to get them to agree to let him stay in like the outside portion of the stables. Like
Okay.
there's like a fenced
Yeah,
in
it's like
section,
yeah, yeah. So it's
but
like I
not
don't.
inside the barn itself, the stable itself.
Okay, so that was more akin to just straight up asking. I don't suppose you would have any specialty areas for certain animals of certain types? Because I had a good idea for something intelligent to say, but I wanted to save it in case I rolled well.
Yeah, so that's about as good as you're gonna get.
Okay, at least we can stay inside the city, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Imogen's gonna
Hans.
go
Yeah.
and lead Borvo to where she's gonna be
Okay.
sleeping.
Yeah. Hans is actually going to find Napkip.
Okay. You find Napkip is nearby, waiting for instructions. Everyone, he's kind of just standing there because everyone kind of takes one look at him and kind of moves a few inches as to not get too close to him.
Okay, he'll actually speak to him in Draconic.
Okay.
Uh, what are the chances that you'll be able to keep a watch through the night?
He go he goes um he goes, I can do that, chief. Before I joined you, remember, I was watchman.
Ah, yes, that's right. I'm so used to you as a great warrior now, I've completely forgotten that.
He beams with pride at that statement.
Okay.
Who
Yeah.
who I watch, and do you want them to know I watch?
I think it would be beneficial. Yeah, I think it would be beneficial if you slept under. Took a post under a certain window tonight. We fear something suspicious going on, so we just want to be sure that no one's going to be sneaking into Lady Elanna's quarters during the night. At least not that way.
Uh, he tilts your head and he goes, "Is there a way you want people to be sneaking in?"
Wait, what?
You said you want people not to be sneaking in, or at least not that way. So
No,
there...
you're making sure they don't go in that way. As for the door, I have no idea how to cover that yet. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. I can definitely do that though.
All right.
Do you want others to know I watching window, or should they not know I watching?
Keep it. Keep it casual. Make it look like that's where you're resting, at least.
Okay, so you want
So
me
yes,
to be
stay.
seen, but you don't want
Yes.
me to look on guard, but you don't want me to be hidden.
Yes, seen, but not necessarily.
He
Um,
he plays with his ears a little bit. Okay, Napkip can do this.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah.
If you need Napkip, Napkip will be on his post.
All right. I'll keep. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out, see if I can't tell which room she's taken.
Okay. He walks off to take up a post.
All right.
I assume around this point, Imogen comes back into the inn.
This is going to press his luck.
Hi.
And speak in Draconic to her as well.
Intelligence roll.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Napkip watches. No.
Really, Hans? With all the languages you speak, you don't speak Elven? What's that, too basic for you?
Undercommon Sylvan Boggart. Nope.
Hey! Imogen had a good intelligence check.
Yay!
Those lessons have been paying off.
Yay! So wait, what did you say?
Napkip watches her window tonight.
Imogen tries to say something to the effect of, "Should I watch from the inside? Should I do another intelligence roll?"
No, with that
Okay.
19, you're able to. Obviously, it's still broken because it's not your. You're still not quite fluid at it, but you're able to go to speak it. So, Caleb, just as a thing about Draconic, it is so basically Draconic in Brevoy is Latin to most old European countries.
So it's like they'll recognize the odd word and it sounds vaguely familiar, but it's just kind of.
Yeah, and these like the scholars would definitely speak it, and a lot of the highborn people would speak it. But so just you're aware.
That's perfectly fine. It's not common.
So are you going to answer me or?
Oh, yeah. That would require her permission, I think.
Okay, she answers in common. She just says okay and just moves on.
So has everyone retired to their rooms yet, or are we just kind of hanging out and eating dinner?
So you everyone, they're actually individual suites.
Oh, so we've actually made our way to our room.
Yes. Yeah. You have a small room. It has its own small private bathroom. A center room, and then two rooms to the side. Two bedrooms connected to it.
It's like, I mean, unless you think you can make it look like you just happened to be out in the hallway.
Nope. Imogen turns to go to bed. She's still wearing her helmet. She is rather conspicuous.
You may have a hard time with doors while you're wearing that.
No, she's short. It's fine.
Yeah, she's 5'2".
It's like when Hans talks to her now, he stares at 2 points on the horns straight in front of him instead of her eyes.
My eyes are down here.
Uh,
All right.
ew.
Any other plans, or
Jeez. That's like. It's like he wants there to be, but he's not sure how to do it, really.
We could just, like, at intervals, just take a walk down the hall, come back to the room,
And we'll.
like hourly intervals. We'll set it up like a watch. We'll take turns. So say for half the night, in
You know what? Well, yeah.
in 30-minute, maybe 20-minute intervals, you
Wait.
walk up and down the hall, and then the other half of the night, I'll do it.
Go guard our door.
What?
Guard our door. That way you'll be in the hallway. You wake me up when the night is half over, and I'll take over.
All right.
That way you're at least out in the hallway and can see and or hear things that are going on.
I can't walk anywhere.
Feel free to walk. You can feel free to walk around.
That's what I was saying. Can you hear me, Kay?
No, you can feel free to walk around. What I'm suggesting is you stay out there for half the night. It won't look as suspicious if you're guarding our door specifically.
If you think so.
It's suspicious. It'll at least give you a reason to be out there, and it won't raise tensions nearly as highly as if we were there for no reason.
I could, if someone asks, I could just say I couldn't sleep.
all right? So that's the
No,
plan.
yeah. That is the plan, yes.
Cool. I'll take perception checks from both of you then.
Alrighty.
Wunderbar. Where is my perception? There it is.
Oh, the irony
The irony.
of not being able to find your perception check.
I know. That's actually funny. All right.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Okay.
Ouch.
Just as a point though,
It's not an automatic fail.
Yeah, skill checks you cannot crit fail or crit succeed. That being said, yes, Robin, you failing your perception check is a 16.
I'll roll.
I think it's like a good roll with Caleb's perception check.
Nuts.
Yeah.
It's a. No, I need to roll a 7 to equal her 1.
Okay.
Okay.
This is terrible.
Well, you guys don't see anything suspicious happen that night.
Dang it!
Napkip doesn't see anything suspicious happen that night either.
All that ruined by one perception check.
Actually,
What?
2 actually.
It's the next morning.
Hmm.
There's breakfast being served. Napkip comes
Okay.
inside. He's looking real tired and haggard over a cup of coffee. Or whatever. It's like coffee equivalent in Brevoy. Probably just
Well,
tea.
we're gonna be traveling again today, right? So he can probably sleep on the way.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Hans tells Imogen to get breakfast. He has a few quick things he wants to do.
All right.
That is mostly spent with religious exercises. It's just
Cool.
so basically he comes down a bit late.
All right. Well, they're packing up the carriages to continue the trip in the morning.
All right, Hans looks over just to make sure everyone is there.
Oh yeah, everybody's there. Or you're pretty sure everybody's there.
Roll a perception check for that.
Sure, if you want to. You are absolutely certain that everybody is there who wasn't injured or hurt.
Okay. Oh, we're just kind of leaving them there.
Really? Really? Oh, come on.
Imogen is perfectly sure that everyone who is still going to continue on this trip after the attack is there, and that they are exactly the same people that they were yesterday.
Cool.
And none of them are. In fact, the only thing suspicious that you find is that you are pretty sure that now, after taking a closer look at it, you are pretty sure that one of the merchants is actually a half-orc who's disguising himself as human.
That's amazing. Okay.
Like, he's real close. He could probably pass as human. He's probably been filing down his tusks, but you are almost certain that he is actually a half-orc.
Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, the morning sun is glinting off of Hans's eyes. It's just.
Oh yeah, do I notice anything about Hans?
Hans does not seem to like the bright sunlight more than most people. Sure. You notice that both Hans and Napkip surprisingly seem to have the same level of reaction to the sun.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Alright.
Alright, yeah.
Weird.
Hans takes a minute to just look over the injuries of the people who are coming, because I'm assuming that
Did
Lady Elanna and her maid are coming as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a much smaller party. There's still just the 3 wagons this time, but they're not nearly as cramped.
Yeah.
There's actually room for Imogen and Napkip to actually ride inside.
So
Okay.
he is going to go over.
Is there
and
room for
ask
Borvo?
Yeah, you still oh wait, you guys sabotaged your special one. There is not room for Borvo.
Okay. Then
Borvo would have
in
to
that
walk
case,
behind.
Imogen's, even though there's room for her, Imogen's gonna still ride with Borvo on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, Hans is going to go ask to look over the injuries of the people who are coming with us.
Okay. You can give me a heal check.
Okay, take a 10 for. It's up here, 16.
Yeah. So one of the cool things, I know I put this on Robin's token, but you can actually set or maybe I don't know if I have to do it, but you can actually set it so that there is a take a 10 option and take 20 options with your skills.
Right.
Nice.
So you can just do that so it quickly shows me what it is. What was that number again? Sorry.
17.
You do a pretty good job of checking everyone up. Her maid was a little beat up, but fortunately, they paid for healing services, so she's doing pretty well. And the few other people who were coming with you were the ones who weren't severely injured, so there's nothing suspicious. Now that you have a carriage free, are you going to still try to ask to ride with Lady Elanna, or are you going to ride in the normal coach?
The shippers are watching Caleb.
That entirely up to her. Just for that kind. No. Because it's like, point is, this needs to appear as normal as humanly possible.
Well,
This is as normal as possible.
Well, you did ride there yesterday, so are you just going to...
I mean, yeah, my standing orders are I accompany them as of
Protection.
someone with medical skills.
All right, so that's how you're playing this angle, is that you're...
And her arm is still broken.
Yes, it's like that was the reason I was given yesterday. Change that beyond they're looking better, not complete, but better. So I'm assuming, without further orders, the status quo will remain unchanged, and I stay in the same place.
All right, so you're gonna walk up and basically, what's your plan for doing that? Are you going to just like...
Better idea. I'm going to ask after. Let me think of a different way to phrase this. The heal checks. I'm going to I am going to say something. Just all right. Significantly better after yesterday. Will you still be needed? Yeah. Will you still be requiring my services, or?
She takes a look at it, and she goes, if you're willing to ride along and be helpful, we've got more than enough space now. That would be lovely.
Lady. Hmm. And that's how I settled it.
All right, cool. So you guys take off for the day. It's a much more relaxing day than it was last time.
I'm still watching Mr.
Are you trying to hide the fact that you are watching them, or not?
Well, we're both on the outside, so it's not going to be weird that I'm looking at them, right?
There's a difference between looking at someone and purposely paying attention and staring.
Watching Robin.
What?
So basically, are you trying to not be noticed that you are watching, or are you...
I think it would look
caring?
more suspicious if I was trying to hide it, so no.
Okay, no.
Does that make sense?
Do you want
that makes sense, right?
Do you want them to know you're watching them? Is the deal? Because if it's anything other than I directly want them to know that I'm watching them, you need to make a stealth check.
Okay, fine.
But yes, I understand that this is not. You are not like trying to.
I'm not like
secretly
actively
watch
trying to
them.
hide it.
Right. This is a general just.
In that case, wouldn't you take a 10?
Well, no, because stealth is one. You can't really take 10 on a stealth, can you?
All right.
That's fair.
It does not seem at any point that they notice you paying special attention to them, or at the very least, it doesn't seem to cause an issue.
Should I do a perception check, or does that matter?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm assuming this isn't an instance where I can take 10, right?
No.
Okay. I got a 10.
Irony, it's real strong tonight. Right. They are exactly as suspicious as you would expect them to be.
Oh. Which is very suspicious.
Okay, maybe not that suspicious, but if
They don't do anything to disprove it.
Yes, if they do nothing to prove or deny suspicions about them.
Okay. But they don't do anything bad.
No. I mean,
Okay.
what would you determine as bad? They're paying attention. They're doing their job as guards. They're making sure that, there's nothing around. They glance in the carriage's direction every once in a while, all around them. They are here for her ladyship's safety.
And none of them goes missing for any length of time.
No, they're all staying with the caravan.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, so the day passes. And you arrive at another village.
Wonderful.
Alright. Same song and dance as last night?
Would probably be well, that depends on whether or not Napkip slept during the ride.
Napkip slept during the ride.
And I think you're going to have to convince the stable master again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a recurring theme.
Yes.
Maybe if you were in Mevided lands, you wouldn't have. It would be pretty. This wouldn't be that nearly as difficult as.
We'll be there eventually. Yeah, same arrangements as last time should be fine then.
Okay. Cool.
Are you gonna do a diplomacy check on the stable master?
As soon as I actually yeah. Wait, what is this?
What's what?
Sorry, I'm actually trying to. Oh, that's not a class skill. It's just
So tonight you guys are staying at the Queen's Church Inn.
Okay.
All right. So same song and dance.
Yeah.
So
Time. This time.
Yeah.
It's
This time
it's more of a
yes, he actually gets a stable.
personal companion. It happens to be the personal companion of one of the high hunters of Erastil. She has much control over it and can very easily take care and can very easily make sure it remains calm through the night.
You are successful. So unlike yesterday, where because you guys were had that business on the road, this place is actually pretty close to New Sterven. Um, so you guys actually stop, but it's too far to make the full trip there today. So you guys
Right.
actually stop like early in the day.
Oh, okay.
So it's not nearly as long as of a ride.
I still want to keep an eye on them.
Okay. All right. Caleb.
Yes.
There is a knock on the door.
Hans goes to open it.
There's Lady Elanna standing there.
The shippers rejoice! What?
So by shippers, Robin, you mean you.
Yeah, me.
Exactly. Yeah, great.
Uh,
Yeah, he'll. Okay.
She goes.
For you.
She goes. If it wouldn't be if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I've stayed here before, and there's a lovely little walking path through some nearby gardens. I was wondering if you would like to accompany me.
I tried to mute myself. I don't know if it worked.
No, you did. You did mute yourself. I'm worried that you might have still pierced Joel's ears through my mic.
I did in fact hear you through Caleb's mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me one moment.
Closes the door, screams.
Yeah, close it. Yeah.
She
Closes the door. Actually, look.
She goes, of course. I shall be waiting for you downstairs then.
Imogen's probably out watching the other guys, so there's that.
Oh, good.
She's not there.
Yay.
All right. So the two other guys are meeting with some people.
Some people.
Some people.
Sense motive.
They are two somewhat unsavory looking characters.
That's strange. I mean, these are the Queensmen, are they not?
And they are discussing something with them.
Can I try to eavesdrop?
That will require first stealth not to be noticed, and then perception to see what you. So no,
Can I just stand far enough away where they think I can't hear them, and then just super perception?
Sure, you get a bonus to your stealth check. That is a much lower DC with a higher perception DC.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will try that then. Okay. So there's the stealth. Hang on one second. And I can't take 10 or 20. I'm assuming.
No.
Oh. Okay. That's decent. Okay. So then perception. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So Caleb.
Yes.
You head down a few minutes later.
Yeah.
Yes, Robin. I'm purposely leaving you in suspense as to what you find out.
Oh no, is this gonna be like the movies where it's like she's listening to them talking and then this other thing happens where they're going to go do a thing and it's all happy, but then I find something out that's terrible and then I need to find them, but I can't find them and everything's terrible.
Maybe.
See, I get the feeling we're
Maybe
going
not.
to cut back to you and they're talking about, like, and I found the most amazing armor polish over here.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Ah!
I know. I'm not telling you yet, though.
It
It just gets to be all dramatic for a while.
Anyway,
Okay, so yes, Hans emerges. Because vampires don't arrive, they emerge.
you're not a vampire.
So he half emerges, half arrives?
Half descends, I guess.
Alright. Yeah, so there is a nice little walking path. Nearby. It's not so much a garden as like a flower garden. It's kind of more like a nice orchard that's been well taken care of and is pretty to walk along. Are you panting from your shipping desire over there?
Wow.
No,
He does have his cane
I'm tight.
out.
What is it? Tight.
But he hasn't,
Which?
Hmm.
Sorry. Which one is it that you can't stand to not know things when you know there's a thing you don't know and someone's keeping it from you? Is that type A or
B?
type B personality?
I think it's A.
Okay, type A personality. No.
Because B is usually the laid back one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that I did definitely say it, Hans has his cane out.
Alright.
Not like the sword part, he's using it.
I assumed you were using it as a walking cane.
Yeah, it's like just lovely walk through the garden. Shing.
Yeah. So she goes. So if I remember correctly, you said that you have that you have returned for business up north.
Tries to restrain his face from making the of course. Of course. Expression. I have some. I was on a mission for his lordship and finished. I have some family matters to attend to.
Ah. I see. Are you planning on staying up there for a while, or or is it only a quick stay and then other business to attend to?
I do not yet know. They It's like, man. Yeah. If they have something else for me to do, I won't be staying there. I won't be staying there long, but it is my home and they are my family, so I will most likely stay as long as I am able.
And if you don't mind me asking, if it is not something something that you wish to keep hidden, what exactly was your business down south?
Hmm?
Bandit grinding.
His lordship Noleski Sertova apparently wished to bits of the stolen lands. Yes. My family was tasked with one of these sections, and I was given the mission.
Ah.
I find it surprising you did not know this.
Um. Hmm, hmm. She goes, I knew that I know that groups had been sent down south. For explanation, I didn't know mm, that you were among them. All you had informed me was business down south, and that couldn't mean anything.
Of course.
Uh,
Inward, Hans is silently seething at Imogen.
Why? What'd I do?
He will explain it later.
Oh.
she goes, have you done this kind of work before, or
No, as is probably apparent, I do not go out much.
um, she goes, somewhat. Although I will admit, it seems that your work has added a certain rugged quality to you. It seems.
Perhaps. I've forgotten some of my graces.
Did you enjoy your work?
As it could be enjoyed, yes. Yes. He suddenly remembers slaying certain undeads and helping the one move on, and it's just starts, and it's like, and that's where the actual happiness comes in. It's like, yes, quite, yes, I did quite good work down there, if I do say so myself.
Well, that is excellent to hear. So I assume that if you have no prior experience as an explorer, they must have sent you down there because they trust your abilities as a combatant.
Okay, time to lie.
Why? Why would you lie?
Talking with mostly because he's talking with someone with the last name Lebeda. He's been kind of on his this conversation start since she requested this walk.
Why is it something to lie about, though?
Because that particular note is something extremely personal that his family really wouldn't like him saying.
That he's good at combat?
Also, it's slightly embarrassing. No. His combat skills have absolutely nothing to do with why he thinks they sent him down there.
Oh. Okay. Weird.
Let me just. Where is my. There it is. That didn't quite. Supposed to be an 18. I don't know I don't know why it didn't.
All right, so that's actually an 18.
Oh, yeah, it didn't take into account your ranks, did it?
The number right that time. Maybe it's because I didn't unhighlight the number I put in before I rolled it.
Sure, let's go with that. All right, so you got an 18.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like,
You wasted that 20, Caleb.
Yes. It's like, actually, I suspect it had more to do with Knowledge I acquired. What little time I have spent outside has been spent with such activities as camping and hunting.
Well, you seem. Well, admittedly, yeah, was you seemed very. You seemed. You seemed very adept yesterday when all that business went on.
Thank you very much. I unfortunately have had to get better by experience these past few months. So, if you don't mind me asking, assume you were in Restov on a charitable endeavor?
Uh, um, she goes, she goes. No, I was actually purely in Restov to winter.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
She goes. New Ven is beautiful, but it being fresh off the lake, it gets very harsh in winter, mm, and I'd rather be down south.
Well, I'm sure his lordship will be greatly pleased to see you again.
Give me a sense motive check when you say that.
All right. What? My sense motive is terrible. There it is. Uh, hang on, fine. Yeah. I am sorry. I was on this character sheet earlier. I was trying to change things.
That's fine.
Other things came up, and I just never got it.
Ooh, that's actually quite
That's
good.
not a bad roll.
Um. All right. So, you notice that a faint smile appears on her face. Um. Um. As as sort of a she hopes so, but she is trying, but she is a little self-conscious enough to definitively believe that.
Okay.
And she goes, yes, the we can. Though she goes, though the I'm sure the rumors that have been spread about um spread 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 about are um much inflated about his fondness towards me.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
Um, basically, yeah, she hopes that the king will be happy to see her, but she's a bit self-conscious about it.
Okay.
She goes, admittedly, she goes, admittedly, if you um she she has a bit of a sheepish look on her face, and goes, admittedly, that was the hope of my mother by having me winter in Rostov. Oh, you know the saying, absence makes the mm, heart grow fonder.
Hmm. Okay.
She was hoping that if my presence was not there during the winter, that he would, in fact, would notice my return.
Oh boy. Huh? Well, I mean, of course she would. She would know. is used to subtly swaying the hearts of many.
Um, uh, at that, she takes the and she goes, "Why, sir, do I detect a note of reproach in your voice from my family's political machinations?"
Perhaps I should. Hmm. Yeah. Hans glances over at that. Perhaps I shouldn't have suggested bluntness as an effective tool of diplomacy the other day.
She
I
ta-
must, yeah,
she
yeah.
just takes um a chuckle and she goes, I can, good good sir, if you she goes, how the two houses that we have served have been on have been on opposite sides of the game multiple times. It is more than understandable that you hold some lack of that you hold no affection for me or my kin.
Hans is going to compose himself at that. We did, yes. The game, as you call it. I will admit to disliking the game, as you call it.
Ah, there she goes there. There are many who do. I well while I have no fondness for it myself, see I do personally see it as a necessity to play when we are born such as we are. It is unfortunately not a pastime that we are allowed to opt out of. Wouldn't you agree?
Necessity, yes. Which is, yeah, for as much as we try to avoid it ourselves, occasionally it is. Occasionally it does seem to be a necessity.
Yes. Yes, it is. Though I sense that this is a subject that you find displeasing. So let us move on and find another. So when we're not surviving out in the wilderness, what is it, good sir, that you enjoy doing?
Purifying the souls of the damned.
Yes. Yes. I mostly busy my days with different weapons or fulfilling some religious duties. Although for a few years now, I've been making a habit of studying more.
Ah.
Yeah.
She goes, if I remember, if I remember correctly, your houses your houses follow the Lady of Fate, do they not? As,
That is correct. Granted, I follow her a bit more closely than than several of my kin, but that is more for me. What just happened? That was weird.
um, she goes, yes. She goes, then I it's she goes with your with your devotion and your love of Machinations. Did you ever considering did you ever considering a career as a holy knight?
It has been considered, yes. However, my skills aren't. My skills, for the most part, led me to consider something more along the lines of the traditional family line of work.
Um uh she goes, oh, uh hmm, she goes, and I admit the Gunches are not a family that I know well. What is your traditional line of work?
Hmm. Undead creatures and otherwise unholy beings in the sight of excuse me, the Lady of Fate,
Uh
and the subsequent extermination or otherwise helping to move on properly.
oh, I see. That must be rather.
Hunters.
She goes, I she goes, though I admit I am still surprised to hear that not that is not directly done as being part of the Holy Knights of Pharasma, knowing how great.
It is.
Ah,
It is. My, to make a bit of a larger business of the matter.
ah. I
I was.
she goes, then then I take it, sir, that you would were like to get straight to the matter and would just enjoy the politics of the church as much as you would the politics of nobility.
I sincerely doubt that. While politics have a place well, politics may be a necessary evil amongst the governorship of a kingdom. Amongst the following of amongst the following of her religion, or indeed of any religion, should be based on faith and strict devotion.
Yes. Hmm. As I suspected, you are you are a man of action, not of words.
Yes, I have been endeavoring to mend that somewhat.
Uh, she goes. She goes. I thought I can. She goes. I can understand the frustration and the desire to help him help and do good immediately, rather than waiting around and talk and planning and having to consider everyone all the particular details before starting off.
Yes.
Though unfortunately I sense I have unwittingly made you uncomfortable, sir, once again. So is there and as the path is only half on its way around back to our starting place, and I would prefer to continue speaking rather than in silence. Is there perhaps a topic of conversation that you would find more interesting to broach?
Oh, thank God. Hmm.
Let's talk about guns. No.
Guns! Hmm. Right, something. Okay, yes. Do you know much of languages?
Um, she goes a little. I am fluent in both this and the old tongue, and and I have spent some time studying some of the dwarven scripts that remain. Our our land is close to House Garesses, and we before their disappearance, we also had some dealings with the dwarves of the Golden Mountains.
All, all excellent choices for the area.
She goes. I do know of a few words of Elven, as my house is known for trading all across the land, but that is the least of that which I know. No one only can speak a few words here or there.
Alas, I know no, I do not know any Elven. I opted for some less. I opted to learn some lesser known and spoken languages in these.
Ah, for truth, and what may they be, good sir?
Initially, I was taught Draconic. Something of a, as that's something of an in this area. It's known by some, and others recognize bits of it. But
Um, yes, and she responds in Draconic. Yes, the old tongue. It does have quite a bit of a beauty to it, doesn't it?
indeed, indeed. But anyway, yes. But after that, based on based on my surroundings, I have picked up Undercommon, Sylvan, and Boggard. Since in the past several months.
Oh my, that is that's quite a collections of tongues to learn in a short amount of time.
Yes. I hadn't given thought to languages for several years, but apparently I have a knack for it.
All right. Unless there's something in particular that you would like to discuss, I'm just going to assume that then you continue on polite conversations about linguistics for the rest of the trip.
Yes.
Okay, Robin.
Ah! Yes.
So you over here. You over. So what you actually officially see is Sir Pouts, and one of the other guards that one of the other 5 people that came with him. Uh,
Mhm.
not the one who was not Sir Gervats, but just one of the other men at arms. And you overhear him say, Kolodov, not enough. There's still too many, and we're too few. If anything's going to happen, it'll be at the capital where the rest of our men are. We don't want to tip our hand. Are we sure, sir? Um, mm, I'm sure. That's how we want to handle this. All right. Still get paid? You get paid. You get paid. Don't mind getting paid for doing nothing. We'll spread the word. I'll let the boys know. All right. Very good. And he hands them some money, and they walk away.
Can I make a note of these 2 unsavory types?
Sure. One is
Sense motive, just in case.
What? You want me to sense motive? Okay, fine. I'll sense motive.
what exactly are you trying to figure out with sense motive?
I'm trying to figure out, like,
I imagine if they want to perform an assassination on somebody.
yes, if they want to off somebody.
That is a very strong. That is a very strong possibility for what you overheard, and it definitely seemed that they were trying to hide whatever they were talking about. It's just the fact that you have ears like an owl, which owls don't actually have ears, but whatever. You get the point.
Yes, like a bat.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go completely cliche.
Anyway, yeah, I wanted he like he was paying the unsavory types, right?
Yes.
I want to make a note of them. Like, where do they go after they're done talking?
They head back inside of the building that they were outside of.
What building was it?
It looks like a It looks like a what? Oh, I forget the technical term, but it looks like a barrel making shop.
Okay.
And so the other 2, Sir Pouts and his man. Sir Pouts heads off back to the fancy inn, and his man seems to be heading off to the other one. They kind of just give nods at each other and don't say this anymore and head off.
Like, are there any windows into this barrel making shop?
Yeah, there's there are 2 windows. Obviously, it's not expensive enough that they actually have glass, but they're open and closable. They're shutter windows. Um, they seem rather large to make sure that air can circulate when it needs to, especially in the heat of summer, because
Are
they're
they
working with
currently
tar and
open?
stuff. They are not. They're closed. There appears to be some sort of candle light flickering, and there apparently are some people inside.
Can I like press my? I don't know. I don't
There,
want to
there,
get caught.
there are gaps in the shutters if you want to try and peek in that way.
I will attempt.
Okay, I'll need a stealth check.
Oh gosh, oh no, oh gosh, oh no. Um, um, okay. Nothing risked, nothing earned, I guess. No,
Ooh.
I'm gonna run away.
Do the horns move the shutters out of the way? What the heck?
I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
All right. So, trying to be stealthy, which isn't your forte,
It is not.
you move up and you audibly bump into one of the barrels loudly that's outside. You got a 3. You know that you're not being stealthy.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay, just trying to look as nonchalant as possible.
Yeah. Or as clumsy as possible, I don't know.
All right. You do see one of the men stick his head out and look at the street to see what the noise was, and then
I rub my foot as if like I just ran into it because I'm a klutz.
all right, he heads back.
I'm gonna go back to where the last place I knew Hans was, and then find that he's not there, and start looking for him.
As soon as you begin looking for him, you see him and the lady walking up the path together.
I raise an eyebrow.
Yep. So basically, it ends with, it ends with, well, we here, we're here we're here at the inn. Thank you for the walk, and I apologize that I broached so many subjects that, I apologize for any uncomfort that I accidentally caused with subjects that were broached.
Imogen starts approaching them.
Yeah. It is no trouble at all. I quite enjoyed myself. You enjoy Have a pleasant rest of your day.
Thank you. Hi, Huntress. And she
Imogen nods.
And she heads inside.
And Imogen turns to Hans and says, I have something very important I need to speak with you about.
Okay, go. All right, what is it?
She grabs him by the wrist and drags him to their room.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to pull me. I can follow on my own, thank you.
She lets go. As soon as they're behind closed doors, she turns around and tells him what she heard and who they were talking to.
All right. So what exactly did you hear and who were they talking to?
So it was, hang on, it was Pouts and one of the others. They were speaking to some men from the barrel making shop in such and such area. They said that there's too many of them right now, and there's too few of us. It would be best if we waited until we were at the capital. and they gave them money. I genuinely think someone's in danger. And I have a sneaking suspicion that person is Lady Lebeda.
I see. All right. You didn't do anything to alarm them.
I didn't.
Then tonight
Bluff.
you should
No.
be.
If you're, I think it kind of
No.
is a bluff, actually.
It kind of is.
I mean, do you want me to roll it?
Yes. If nothing else than purely for entertainment factor.
Okay.
Caleb, what's your sense motive plus 10?
19.
No.
You get the feeling that that she is embarrassed to tell you something.
You didn't shout at them or accuse them of anything.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, good. Then what did you do?
I tried to look in a window and ran into something.
All right.
They didn't think it was weird. I just made it seem like I was a klutz.
We don't know that. Whose window did you look into? Was it one of the guards? Pouts or his men?
What do you mean? It was one of his men that he came with.
Yes, I see. Yes, those men are already slightly on edge against you after your last encounter.
Oh no, they left. I'm talking the people in the barrel making.
Oh, them.
They were the ones that he paid.
And they were the ones you tried to spy on before
Yes.
kicking something.
Yes.
Hmm.
I can show you the shop.
Then I suppose there's nothing to be worried about for tonight. All the same.
If they're going to do anything, they're going to do it once we get to the capital.
Yes, that is true.
Should we alert?
But you would have. My one worry was that you would have spooked the people guarding her.
No.
And if they
But
knew that
do you
their
think
plans
we
were
should
known,
let her
they might
know?
be spurred on to do something drastic.
Do you think we should let her know that there might be some kind of attempt going on? They didn't mention her name, but I have the sneaking suspicion that it is her. Even so, even if it is not her and they're just planning someone else's execution, this is still something that needs to be addressed.
I am undecided as to whether or not I will tell her about it, as to whether or not I will tell her everything. I will definitely tell her that I will. It would probably be best to tell her what was overheard. In case, but still, I don't know. Caution.
Yes.
As such, we will, even though there is no danger, we will still be keeping to the schedule we established last night.
Of course.
Ah,
What?
fine. Nap.
Fine
Go
what?
sleep outside again.
Oh, that was not Kim. Okay.
Yeah.
Napkip grabs a.
By the way,
grabs a pastry off of the top of the thing. Napkip
Yeah.
deserves this, and he heads outside.
By the way,
Yes.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Nap could get left all alone all day.
we
Now Nap
may
could have to be alone
need
all
to.
night. I'm gonna cuddle up with board.
We may need to. Um, we may need to leave the city somewhat quickly. I'm not sure yet.
What do you mean?
More comfortable leaving the city as quickly as we feasibly can. The way I was able to that we alert Lady Lebeda of potential suspicions and offer to travel with her. Basically, when we were back in Restov, able to gain access to her house, referring to the mission that his lordship sent us on.
Yes.
In the conversation I had with her today, she mentioned that she knew that there were groups heading down to the Stolen Lands, but she wasn't aware that my family was in charge of one of them. This is potentially knowledge that might have been best left in secret.
Imogen
And
narrows her eyes at you.
And because it may spark some conflict. Narrowing his eyes right back.
Someone's life could be in danger.
Lives will be in danger if our two houses start fighting. We will, yes. Trying to protect her.
I'm sorry, what?
We will proceed with trying to protect her because we have already committed to that, and because, quite frankly, it is the right thing to do.
So are we going to let her know what happened?
Yes, of course. I just wished to air out some frustrations and make you aware of a situation that might potentially cause some issues down the road.
Okay.
Hopefully this comes to naught, but
Are you going to come with me? Are you going to come with me? We need to tell her as soon as possible. Or would you rather you just tell her?
Suppose you're right. All right, let's go and at least inform her of this.
Okay. So I guess we make our way to her, wherever she is. What's the matter?
just feels like I should have an. It just feels like. I wanted to have another reason for coming here, so it doesn't look as suspicious. I'm getting paranoid.
I'm coming
Excuse me.
with you.
Right. We'll be suspicious no matter what, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay.
Would you rather I go by myself?
No, he's already said we're both going and is walking.
All right.
All right. You make it to her suite. There's a door.
All right, knock on it.
I knock on it.
Oh, I meant I knock on it. It's like
Sir Baelish answers the door. Sir Garsh.
Sir Baelish.
Sir Garsh. Hi, Huntress. Is there something I can help you with?
What was that?
Did he ship in?
What was that?
Ship in.
He goes. He goes. Yes. Do you?
We wish. Yeah. We wish to deliver a message to her.
He give me a diplomacy check.
Wow, that's bad.
He goes, she's currently unavailable. Is it something I can pass along?
Imogen looks at Hans, kind of concerned. I can write something down.
If you would like to, if you would like to leave her a written message, he goes, there is pen and paper here. You're more than welcome to do that.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Imogen takes him up on that, and she writes a message telling.
Okay, I'm gonna need that message.
Oh gosh. Okay. As Imogen looks at Hans.
Here, I'll scribe it for you.
You do all the fancy noble stuff. I just want to tell her what I heard.
Oops, shoot. The enter button does not work here. I'll type it out on something else.
Okay. Fine, I'll just type out what, like, specifically I heard them say.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
Okay. see here.
As I said, I'll leave the formalities to you.
Yeah. Cool. So should I write out the full message, or is that enough?
Oh, and I'm gonna add that it was Sir Pouts and one of his men that he came with.
Yeah.
All right, so there are too many of them here and not enough of us. It would be better to wait until we get to the capital. We will make sure you are paid. And they paid them some today. I highly suspect this is a plot of assassination. They made no mention of who. These men are workers at a barrel shop, and I don't know what the specific location is. I'm sure Imogen does. But she wants to write that as well, like where the barrel shop is.
Okay. Anything else, or is that what you're just passing along?
I think that's it, along with some noblish formalities from Hans.
As I can, Hans is going to find a candle, light it, drip wax over where it's rolled up, and use his signet ring. Yay!
Okay. Sounds good.
Seal the letter because intelligent.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to do tonight?
Oh, not really. Besides keeping the standard watch out.
All right. Cool. Give me perception checks for that then.
Alrighty then.
Cool. Going to character. Come on, load.
All right. Neither of you see anything suspicious.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Next day. Prepare for the final bit of the trip.
Yes.
All right.
Cool. All right. Do you guys want to do anything, or just ready to head off?
I'm gonna pack up Borvo and keep an eye on them again.
Okay. Well, you guys.
Oh, wait, no. Also, I want to make a perception check to see if anybody else is traveling with us. Any extra people.
Okay. You notice that there is, in fact, one extra person.
Who is it?
He looks like he was one of the people you saw last night.
Imogen gives
He is
Hans a
taking
stern.
he is taking the public transport to New Stefetten.
Imogen gives a stern look to Hans and then makes a gesture towards Mr. Barrelman. She doesn't say anything because she apparently has no idea how to whisper.
Imogen doesn't have an inside voice.
Well, she's never inside, so why would she?
Exactly.
Uh, hmm. Is right, Gravats. Gravats around?
Yeah. I mean, he's saddling up his horse.
Yeah. As I say that, it's like I'll actually go speak to who is he?
Pouts?
No, the lead Baelish. That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
How did I forget that? To Sir Baelish. We have another traveler this morning.
He goes, appears so. Someone else taking the public transport to the capital.
Hmm.
Why?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why? Oh, 1 second.
Hmm.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. So Lord Bash looks at you. Goes. He goes. Why? Something suspicious about that?
I suppose not. It just seemed odd that someone joined here and not at the previous stop.
Well, I mean, if they're from.
Perhaps it wasn't as apparent. Perhaps it wasn't as apparent that we'd been hit a bit hard.
Yeah, he goes. Could be. Just. He goes, or probably just from here.
Yeah. Hmm. Yes, the distance is much closer.
I mean, he goes. Well, it is its
For-
own village, so certain people sure need to go to the capital as much from here as from Restov. Probably more, but it's probably just has business in there if he's that close.
Yes.
Business.
Yes. Forgive me. I get paranoid sometimes.
Oh, he goes. Oh, hey, it's understandable.
I didn't know he had an
All right.
Irish accent.
Yeah.
He goes, if it
Find the.
make you feel any better, I could keep a extra special eye on him.
Yes.
It's unnecessary, but I would
Caleb,
be great.
no! It's not unnecessary!
I'm sure it's unnecessary, but I would be grateful for that. Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, I'll keep an extra eye out just in case.
Thank you.
But don't worry. He goes. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. I've made this trip before, and he goes. Usually somebody joins along the way, has some sort of business in the capital.
Yes.
But I understand after what we
I need to.
went through. If you're feeling a little more paranoid than usual, it's not the most unwise of decisions.
Well, thank you very much for that. No, please excuse me. I should tend to whatever wounds are left. They seemed to be well on the mend yesterday, but no harm in just making sure everything is proceeding as normal.
All right, you can go ahead and do that.
Taking a 10, 16.
Okay. Same results as yesterday.
Please tell her. Please tell her that was the guy.
It's like, did you receive? Yeah. When I get to her checking out her arm, like, has that actually been healed via Cure Light Wounds, or is that still in a splint?
No, I healed her foot via Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Lady Elanna. Yeah, that's probably pretty healed up by this point.
I'm looking that over just to make sure it has healed properly.
And to tell her that there's a thing.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I said, as I'm doing that, yeah, it's like, did Sir Baelish deliver our message last night?
She goes, not last night, but he gave it to me gave it to me this morning. Sorry, I had already retired by the time you arrived, and we've and she goes, we got an early start this morning. It's there something so I haven't gotten a chance to read yet. Is there just something you want to tell me?
Oh no! Yes!
Yes, I would recommend you read that at your earliest convenience. It contains information that might be pertinent to our the city itself.
And the new person coming.
Yes. Working on it, trust me.
Ah!
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, if there's a pause there, Hans will say, "You picked up someone today. He'll be traveling with us to the city. I believe he works at the barrel makers in this place."
Okay. It's not uncommon for people to join this trip along the way.
No, I just thought I'd fill you in on the new face, just in case you saw him around and were wondering who it was.
Okay, I am informed.
No, you're not! Please read the message.
Yes.
All right. Unless there's anything else you guys want to do, your trip gets underway.
I'm going to watch all of them.
Okay. Give me a stealth and perception check.
Okay.
Here goes everything.
No.
Ouch.
Whatever. Fine.
You look very suspicious yourself.
Okay. But I see things.
You do not notice any actively dangerous activity going on.
Okay.
And nothing out of the ordinary.
But you do see 3 creeped out people and possibly 1 flirtatious glance. No.
You notice that there are several moments where they catch you. You do notice that there are several moments where they catch you watching them.
Okay. Okay.
All right. At some point during the carriage ride, Lady Lebeda takes out the letter. What language did you write it in?
I wrote it in common. I figured that since I bothered to seal it, standard protocol ensues. If open, if unsealed, someone else has read it before you.
Okay. She
Therefore, the secret is out.
Okay. Hans, before you guys get off, you are told that she doesn't think that your services are going to be required for you to ride with her.
All right. All right, very well. It seems like your arm is on the mend, and your maid is doing most excellent, so I shall take my place in the common cart. Rest of your journey.
Cool. All right, you guys make it to new Setven. Her carriage is going to someplace different than the normal stopping place for your guys' carriage.
Yeah.
I am watching Barrelman.
Barrelman gets out at the same spot that you do. He apparently has somebody there to greet him. It's a very greet him. And he goes off with him.
Can I tell Napkip to follow him?
You can. Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay, you guys are inside the city proper right now.
All right, that should have at least that taken care of for the time being. We see to our sleeping arrangements as well as a ferry ride for tomorrow.
Oh, it's only midday. You guys could still get a ferry ride if you wanted to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But this is the capital, right?
Yeah.
It's bustling.
Did she
busy.
read it?
Read it? You said so, so I was going to say yes, but I wanted to just double check.
Oh, you don't know.
I would say she did. She's an intelligent person, and I told her it was information she would want to know about before she got into the city. Informed her of our guests and what his line of work was. She should be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Should we follow him?
Yes, we might as well see this through to the end.
Are we all
Although
following him then, or are we gonna?
make more sense. Although perhaps it would be a little less conspicuous if we all followed Napkip.
Oh, that's a good idea. We'll have Napkip stealthily follow them, and we'll follow Napkip.
Napkip has already taken off.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, he's already gone, so let's.
Napkip disappeared after you told him to do that.
Oh no!
A Cooper, apparently, I think is what a barrel maker is called. It's the proper
Yar.
term. I'm gonna start walking in the direction I think Napkip went.
All right.
Wait. Yeah, Hans is actually going to start looking around. Oh boy.
What?
Is this a thing?
What?
Okay. I have favored enemy humanoid, which helps me track people.
Yep.
So in an urban environment, can I say that's knowing like which roads happen to be favored?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have track humanoid, so you get the bonus. If you want to try and do a tracking check.
Try doing that. Do.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Amazingly, you actually managed to follow the tracks. And eventually you feel a tap at your waist.
Hmm.
It is Napkip. He is hiding in an alley.
Yeah, greetings. Have you...
He points with a scaly finger at one of the buildings, and he goes, "He went. He and his friend went in there. And it is looks like a shop in residence, and it says barrels and bottles."
Well, I could have saved a lot of time and energy.
It looks as though the store has closed early, though.
Does the store look like it has multiple entrances and exits?
So you can see the front entrance. There's a little side. There's probably like a little tiny alleyway, a little bit, a few houses down that head to a back thing, and there's a possibility there may be a back door.
I'm gonna go look.
Okay.
Just be careful and try to stay out of sight.
I mean, okay.
As a mess. Yeah.
Okay, give me another stealth check.
Oh, jeez. I can't fail all of them, right?
Succeeded at one of them.
Yeah, that's decent. You see the back alley, and you head down the back alley, and it looks as you actually see that basically the houses connect right up to other houses.
So there isn't another entrance.
Not from the outside. It could be possible that there are entrances in between the houses, but they're built right up next to each other.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go relay this information to them.
Well, that makes things difficult.
As you say that, um, a beggar approaches you.
Um,
Uh, it appears as though he only has one hand, and he appears to have some um though he does appear to have a stick wrapped around his stub, and he does appear to be blind, and he has a small container in the other thing, and he's tapping around, and he stops by you guys and he goes, spare change for an old blind man."
Yeah.
sense mode.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Hans will pull out a gold. That's actually a fair amount of money. Here you are, sir.
"Oh, thank you so much. May I have it all? Uh, return your generosity tenfold. Thank you." Tap 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 tap, and he continues along his way.
Hmm. I'm going to go after him. Actually.
Okay. Tap
Er,
tap 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 tap.
I think I might have a few more pieces here somewhere. Do you have time to stay and talk for a minute?
Uh, he stops for he goes, "Of course. But what a noble soul such as yourself would like to discuss with an old beggar such as myself, I can't imagine."
How does he
Yes,
know
about
you're a
the
noble?
city. Yeah. Well, I'm curious about the city. See, do you happen to know yeah, who lives in that building over? Uh, I'm going to say across the street. The old, yeah, that shop over there.
He goes, "What shop is that?"
And in goes one coin, and I tell him what shop it is.
Okay, you tell him the barrel, the barrel and bottles.
The barrel, yes, the barrel and bottles, and I'll actually drop another coin in there.
Oh, well, hey, he goes, "Hi, that's Mr. Cooper's place."
I see.
Yeah.
Many visitors. I'll give him another coin for that one.
He goes, "No more." He goes, "As much as a good, upstanding man of business would do, him and him sons to do an honest day's work. Though," he leans in close, "there are a few rumours that he does like to hang out with some interesting folk."
Right, I see.
"Not the kind," he goes, "a lot of half orcs, if you know what I mean."
Yes, of course.
And
Hmm. And I mean, of course, they haven't been around lately. I'll drop another coin in.
it was, "Oh, I wouldn't know." He goes, um, he goes, "Oh, I wouldn't know. come and go. Sometimes rumors abound. I don't know the exact time and place, but rumors haven't subsided in the past couple of weeks.
What kind of rumors?
Well, as I said, he likes to keep their rumors that
Yeah.
sometimes late at night. He likes to keep strange company, as I said, some half orc and others of their kind,
I see.
and reputation. Oh, if anyone ever talks to him about it, he just says right, he's embarrassed, but they give good coin, so it does work from, so he does work for them.
I see. Thank you, sir.
Apparently, he says apparently the alienage needs barrels and bottles as much as any place. I ask them to come at night not to scare away the regular customers. But not a lot of people believe that.
Yes. Your time. Thank you for your time. Yeah. Thank you for your time, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Go enjoy yourself. Go enjoy yourself some wonderful meals.
Oh, I will. You fed me for a month, good sir. Blessings of Abaddon upon you. May Pharasma not
And
call
upon you as well.
May Pharasma not call you home soon. And if you have bad fortune, may Gorums guide your blade. Tap tap, tap tap, tap tap, and he begins to walk away.
Imogen approaches. So?
Well, the man in charge of this place seems to be of good repute amongst those of the lower class, at the very least. However, he does seem to people to open his home to many people who are traditionally shunned.
Hmm.
And the like. Hmm.
Should we stay and watch?
I think I have another idea. Wait here.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you watch you keep watch over the front. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I stand with Borvo and Napkip, I guess.
To approach, but he's going to store his signet ring somewhere on one of his pockets.
Okay.
And he'll knock on the door.
There is no response.
Knock harder.
There is still no response.
Hmm. Okay, try it one more time. This time calling out. The home of... Is this the home of one Mr. Cooper?
You You finally see a young boy, no older than 12, open the door. He goes, "Sorry, sir, we're closed."
Mm,
"Yeah, business.
that's
Dad says come back tomorrow. We'll be open during our normal times."
that's strange. You see, I heard that your father sometimes offers lodgings to people of um, unusual heritage. I was hoping I might be able to convince him to allow me to come in to stay for a night.
He kind of he goes, "Don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean, sir. If he goes, if you just need something generic, I'll have a few. We have a few pieces of merchandise lying around. We give if you're in desperate need of a barrel."
No, that's fine. I'll merely look elsewhere.
"All right,
Thank you,
sir.
young man.
Yeah. Bye." Weird bloke. Closes the door.
I'll go back. Well, it was a calculated risk, but it didn't pay off. Thing for it, we'll just have to keep an eye on things. Kip, I think it would be best if you stayed here. Jen and I took the street on the other side. Maybe they'll to any of the other houses. We can see them. Not. I mean, it's going to be murder trying to stay in contact with each other, but that's probably the best we can do for now.
Right.
As you say this, you notice two women walking by. They seem to be in their middle ages, and they notice the three of you, very suspicious people, standing there, and they very quickly just sort of walk and take another alleyway to avoid you.
Best make that sooner rather than later.
All right, let's go.
Out of curiosity, are there any businesses on this side of the on the other side?
Yeah, there's quite a few businesses mixed with residentials in this part of the town, this part of the city.
Okay.
There's a quilt maker, there's a garment maker shop. What appears to be a candlestick maker.
All right, Hans is actually going to approach a garment maker's shop.
All right.
Yes. I'll be right out.
Do you still call a seamstress if they're male?
Tailor, I believe, is the word you're looking for.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure if tailor was like a higher function, was like a higher thing. All right. So there is a tailor inside making clothes.
All right, and Hans is going to waste time.
He immediately greets you. Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do for you today?
Imogen's going to stay outside with Borvo.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for. It's like, yes, you keep an eye on all that while I go and faff about. It's like, this is
Faff
perfectly
about.
normal. Um, yes, I was hoping summer's coming up. I was hoping to purchase some clothes for the weather.
He goes, he goes, oh, yeah, all right. Do you? He goes, all right. I have to let you know I've got quite other jobs, and I don't think I'll be able to get to it for at least a couple of weeks. But I can take your measurements and what you want now. Be able to pick it up. Gives you a date around then. I'll probably be able to say I get it done.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I would prefer an exact date, but I suppose that would be decided upon the actual measurements taken and the quality of the garments decided upon, correct?
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He grabs a bit of string with markings on it. It's a tape measure. It's an old-timey tape measure.
Hmm.
Well, he goes, he goes, I'll take half now, half when you come pick it up.
Yes, of course. Now, as for the material, yeah.
He go, he goes, well, if you're begging your pardon, sir, as much as all your business, I don't know if exactly my normal creations would be for someone of your standing, sir.
Mm,
I mean,
that is no matter. I mean, at this point, yes, at this point in my life, really anything will do. I need to spend more time outside, and you happened to be the first tailor I've come across.
well, fortune smile upon me then. All
Beg
right.
pardon?
He goes. He has a conversation about you about what kind of clothes you want to buy.
Okay, good.
Anything more you want to do with that?
No, basically this is a big time waster to buy time for her to watch outside.
Okay.
I watch. I might faff around with Borvo a little bit so that I look busy.
All right. At some point, somebody wearing a hooded cloak leaves the residence.
I try to motion to Hans.
Excuse me, it would seem my companion is getting a bit impatient. I'll have to leave now.
But I haven't finished the inseam yet. Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He
Just
says as you walk out the doors, basically.
it's fine. Just leave it a little loose, just in case.
I haven't paid. Okay.
Yeah, throws it. Yeah. At which point Hans will double back and throw in.
A gold
It's me.
piece.
Look. Yeah. Throw in one gold piece.
Imogen points out the cloaked figure.
Conspicuous as we are.
Shall we send Napkip?
The cloaking figure turns around a corner.
You go after him. I'll go get Snapkip. We'll catch up.
Okay,
I was gonna say Napkip's with you guys, so isn't
Him with
no.
us.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you left him around back.
Oh, that's did okay. Yeah,
On the
fine.
front
I'll
of the
follow
building.
him. I'll follow him.
Yeah.
Should I bring? No, I'll leave Borvo behind.
Okay.
Here, I hand Borvo's reins to Hans, and I follow him.
Uh,
Borvo looks at you.
Yeah.
Rawr.
He'll.
He starts following you, kind of.
Yes,
Borvo,
I-
He's
Borvo,
he's a little bit.
Borvo annoyingly kicks his head, shakes it so the loose reins fall off your hand. Then he scoops down and picks up and is holding his own reins. And he just kind of looks at you like, "You gonna go sometime?"
Perfectly fine. Okay. And Hans is leaving. Hans is leaving.
He patters after
He
you.
follows you. Yeah.
Yeah. The main reason I'm going after Napkip is because it's more likely that the two of us will find you than the other way around.
Okay, so I'm following him.
Okay, are you trying not to be noticed that you're following him?
I'm just kind of walking behind him.
Give me a stealth check.
Okay, fine.
Oh no.
I can't fail all of them, but I fail this one.
Okay. Give me. All right. So give me. Does it actually be survival because you're trying to track him?
Okay.
Would be.
All right. You managed to track the cloaked figure through the streets. You get
Despite his best attempts to lose you.
you are unbelievably suspiciously obvious.
Well, I'm a high huntress.
Yeah. The person goes into a tavern.
I guess I'll also go in the tavern.
All right. You head into the Burnt Cat.
Okay. The burnt cat?
Yes.
Oh no.
It's a very, very seedy place.
Okay, fine.
You immediately get glares from someone of your status walking into a place like this and being an outsider.
I have status? What?
Yeah, the helmet. You are just, believe it or not, you are just significantly better than these people.
Give me a quick perception check.
Okay.
Cool. You see a blonde girl of about 16 who seems to be wearing the same cloak that you saw whoever you were following wear, talking to somebody. The way she's standing there, she is obscuring their face.
Okay.
You are getting a very strong feeling that you are not welcome here. And that they would like you to leave.
Fine. I'm just gonna wait outside.
I'm just gonna say that Borvo has no problem following your scent. A minute later, you see your three best friends in the world coming around the corner.
I tell them what happened.
Ah, Wonderful. We're kind of stuck for the... Well, we're kind of stuck then.
Napkid could go in. Heck, they might not even see him.
Did we see any other... Yeah, did we see any other nicer taverns while we were wandering throughout the city?
Give me a perception and intelligence check. Maybe?
Yeah, perception followed by intelligence.
Yeah. You think that you're pretty sure that you did, but you can't remember where.
That's okay. Napkip.
Up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I take it you can find your way to the waterfront just fine.
No.
I'll take that. I'll take that as a no. Okay.
He looks sheepish as he kind of touches his two fingers together. He goes, "I'm not good in these fake places." Why do you big people make so many buildings?
Because most big people don't. Most big people have forgotten how nice it is inside caves.
That's sad. That's very sad.
All right then. Looking at this objectively.
What are we trying to do?
We're trying to keep an eye on these. We're trying to keep an eye on these guys to see what they're up to. And
Well,
if it's something
they
nefarious,
took their hood
to avoid
off.
it.
They took their hood off when they were in there. It wasn't a man at all. It was a
Yeah.
teenage girl.
Then take his hood off. He gave his cloak to someone else.
Well, I didn't see anyone leave yet.
Or perhaps this: only a dunce would wander around in a cape that nobody else had. Perhaps they had a cape of the same cloth and color.
Regardless, nobody left yet.
The front door?
Is there a back door?
Probably.
Probably. Yes. If they had given their cloak away, you wouldn't have seen them. Because they wouldn't have been wearing it. In short, I believe we have lost him. Or her, if that is indeed her. Now, whoever it is, knows they're being followed. They're going to be extra careful to make sure we don't pick them back up.
So just so everyone does not get super frustrated,
Yeah.
sometimes Joel does things
Ow!
just to foreshadow stuff.
Yeah, no, it's like playing this by ear. It's like, look, we've done all we can. If anything, she knows at least, she should know by now that at least that something is up and will be careful. Additionally, and we've done all we can here. We have no way to proceed from here.
Fine. Where are we staying?
Do we still have time to take a ferry, do you?
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
If you hurry, you guys can probably still make the last ferry of the day.
We'll take the last ferry crossing. We still have time. We still have time to make it, and to make it to Eagle's Watch.
Yep.
Yeah, and we do need to make it to Eagle's Watch in some manner of timeliness.
Fine, fine.
Just as disappointed as you are that this didn't lead, that we weren't able to do more here, but unfortunately, this is just where it ends.
Fine. Let's go.
All right, we will make our way to the waterfront with some haste and go across the lake.
All right. You guys make it across the lake to the village on the other side. It takes some negotiation to let them take the bear on the ferry,
Okay.
but you manage to convince them.
Yes, I will accept that.
All right. So you guys make it make it onto the village on the other side. There's a small village to on the other side of the ferry, basically for people like you who don't want to spend the night in the city or want to cross beforehand or don't get there. So no, there's a small and there's an inn there for you guys to stay at.
All right, I will pay whatever that's worth,
It's 5 silver.
and then I'll see if I can make arrangements for a coach tomorrow.
You already did.
Oh, I already did. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
the
Yeah,
price
I arranged that
the
ahead of
price
time.
that I gave you, you already have a something worked out with the coach company. So you just basically show up. You go, I have this receipt. They go, that is indeed one of our receipts. We will have seating for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray. Okay, in that case, he'll get to work drafting that letter to the one sword lord that he really should have done in Restov. Just remembered that was a thing.
Okay, cool. Quick 5-minute break because I need to go grab some food.
Okay.
So take a 5-minute break. People use bathroom or get drinks and foods and all that stuff. So
Yes.
cool.
All right, cool.
I am back.
Hello.
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 I am back with food.
Food. Yummy.
It is in fact pretty tasty. Yeah, I made tuna noodle casserole for dinner.
Nice.
Oh. Oh. I'll ask him later. All right. Oh, you guys are on the other side. You guys are on the other side of the river.
Hey.
Um.
There.
Hmm?
Yeah, we have made it halfway there. Huzzah.
Yay.
Yeah. So, surprisingly enough, unless you guys want something to happen, the next week on your trip is as uneventful as this last one was eventful.
All right.
Hey, excellent.
So we're in Eagle's Watch now then.
You are at the you are currently at the base of the mountain of the trip up to Eagle's Watch. Yes.
All right.
It is about midday. It'll take the rest of the day to climb up to the ancestral home of the Orfloski.
All right.
Is there anything that you guys want to discuss before moving forward?
Hold on. Hmm. Nothing. Nothing aside from Hans, just them that's treated, but it's he's not exact. Yeah, he's not sure if he's not sure like how well they'll be treated, but they should at least be treated fairly enough for as guests.
Eagle's Reach, not Eagle's Watch. Was I saying Eagle's Watch?
That's what was on the map.
Oh, maybe it is Eagle's Watch. It is Eagle's Watch.
All
I misnamed this Eagle's Reach. Whatever.
Oh,
I was saying the correct thing. I just when I found this art that I thought was good to represent this place, I named it Eagle's Reach for some reason. All right, so you guys make your way up.
Well, that's a castle fit for a vampire. What?
Towards the ancestral castrol home. You can see smoke rising up from the small village that surrounds the castle. Just like in the picture, the coach will only take you so far. Because the stone bridge is out. There is wood covering it, so it is possible to move over, but you have to walk over.
All right. So I guess we walk across it.
step.
You guys walk across the road, and it creaks and groans in ways that reminds you of that rickety rope bridge back in the Stolen Lands.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, that's not good.
you guys make it across without incident. Hans, have you ever been to Eagle's Watch before? Or is this your first time?
No, I've been there before.
All right. So you can quickly lead, and you know your way through the village towards the castle. And there you find yourself at the front gate. It is
I'm
current-
riding Borvo at this point.
Okay. It is currently the front gate is currently open. There's the normal milling about of activity inside of the castle.
I pull my warm winter coat on. Because it's rather chilly.
I give my name and my business to whatever watchman happens to be on guard, so that
As soon as you give your name, he perks up. Oh, so good. They've been expecting you for a while now. Please, help me take you right inside.
of course, yes.
So he quickly leads you inside, knocks on the gate, informs the steward. He goes, Sir Grunch and company-mers.
Yeah, the company of explorers.
Yeah. All right. They're here. Steward goes, very good. Thank you, Sir Grunch. I'm so pleased to see that you are finally here. I hope your journey was uneventful.
As uneventful as one might expect in the Brevoy nowadays.
All right. Lord Powell has been expecting you for several days now, and annually wishing for your opportunity. He claps his hand. A servant shows up. Uh, he introduces him. We'll see to your fellow guests' needs and show them to their rooms.
Thank you. Thank you. That will be most appreciated.
Madam, we will of course make compliments for your
Mount.
steed, companion, friend.
Borvo lifts his head proudly.
Yeah. So they take Borvo to the stables.
Okay.
And they show you and Napkip to their room, to your rooms. They're very nice.
I suppose we don't get to be part of your meeting.
Yeah.
I say to Hans.
Before you're shuffled off.
Yeah. As they're being shuffled off. It's only to be expected.
Fine, fine. And she goes to her room.
All right, you are shown up to Lord Powell's study office. One moment, and the steward knocks on the door, opens it, heads inside, opens it again. Please come in.
Yes.
All right. And you see Lord Powell Orvlosky sitting behind his desk. His office is quite impressive, actually. He's sitting behind him is a very, very large glass window overlooking the mountain. And lining both of the walls is just full of books. Like it is one of the biggest libraries you have seen. This probably isn't actually his actual library.
Aha.
There
Okay.
are there are very nice rugs on the floor. The desk is very nice. He does have books kind of piled around it as well as papers. It is organized, but not anally so. There are where there are not where there are um, where there are not a few chairs lying around. There is an easel, like it looks a lot like a architectural drawing board actually, and has a big map of Brevoy on it with several scribblings and markings. There is a nice bar there as well. Um, as I said, Lord Powell stands to greet you. He goes, "Ah, Sir Grunch, it is a pleasure to see that you have finally arrived. Thank you. That will be all. Would you like something to drink?"
No, thank you.
He goes, "I hope your trip up here was not too dangerous."
Frank, it was rife with danger. I'll get to that as part of the report.
Oh dear. All right.
I assume that's why I was summoned. Although I suspect that's not the entire reason I was summoned.
No. He motions for you to sit down. Would you like some water at least?
No, thank you. It's like, first time in what seems like a long while, he's going to pull out a potion of Cure Light Wounds and take a quick swig of that.
Please, have a seat, and if you wish at any point to help yourself.
Of course, thank you.
He goes, "First off, let me begin this by apologizing for not being able to get you extra help on your mission. I I have been informed that you have been updated as to some of the machinations that were in place."
Oh?
He goes, "We attempted to try and find you help, but we were stopped.
That's right.
Stopped. Our guides were either suddenly unable to attend or had been hired for other business elsewhere."
Yes, I was made aware of that situation. You'll be pleased to hear then that we not only managed, but succeeded in the full completion of the mission.
Exemplary. He claps his hand. Exemplary. It is quite deserving of honor and our nation. In fact, the business of exploring has been dealt with. Is there anything in particular that I need to be informed of?
Well, first things first, I suppose the map would be a good start. I'm going to say Hans did come prepared for this.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
He goes, "All right.
Here's
Then you have completed it as requested."
as much as we were able. There was... Yeah. As far as the situation there, the bandits have been dealt with. We have actually established a good working relationship with the kobolds in the area. Perhaps that might be of some use.
Good.
With whatever happens in the future. As far as I'm aware, undead presence has been dealt with.
Excellent.
Yeah. Although there is a concern about potential Fey presence, as well as pointing to a particularly powerful sorceress in the area. Are you familiar with the spell, whatever it was?
Sure. Yeah, the necromantic spell that killed the unicorns. What we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. He goes, "That is bad business if there's a if there's a sorceress with that power level wandering around and using those sort of dark magics.
Indeed. In fact, we have potential evidence that she was actually influencing the bandits in the area.
Oh,
Hans reaches in. This, yes, the leader of the bandits spoke of a beautiful maiden who set him on his path, and he kept one of her hairs upon him. I lay that out in front of me. This hair was found on the body of a unicorn on whom that spell had been cast.
hmm.
It out beside it in comparison.
He takes out a magnifying glass and examines them. They do, in fact, appear to be of the same shade, though they don't fully appear human. I wouldn't say either. Though I guess that's not that
No,
strange.
we found a strong presence of Fae in the area.
Hmm. Concerning.
Indeed.
Is there
That
anything else that I should immediately be made aware of? There is other pressing business that I wish to discuss with you. And it seems he goes, and it seems this map that you have showed me is of excellent quality, and more than what we had hoped for the area.
Yes. We did encounter some minor difficulties along the road. A pair of attacked our caravan along the way to New Stetven.
Mm.
These boars. I have an expert in the wilderness. Someone who has been one of the chosen of Erastil as one of his high hunters. She claims that no such beast would actually exist in the wild.
He goes, no, they don't. They're bred for sport by some of the noble houses as trophy hunts. Though it's, he goes, though, honestly, he goes, though, our best hope, considering they're now in Sertova land, is that unfortunately some of these beasts have gone out and managed to breed on their own and would drive havoc there. That wouldn't be unfortunate for us. It happens. I've heard tale of it happening in some lands. Though, from what you tell me, I much more would suspect that they were specially released as a offensive movement.
Yes, two unnatural creatures dashing straight down a road for a caravan with with a VIP involved.
Yes. It wouldn't be unforeseen. I have already heard rumors that the certain Tova lost some of these that they wish to hunt, but that could have been them. Whoever wanted this to happen. Well, I guess
On that, yes. That notes. How are things with? Yeah, how is the situation with House Sertova?
Not good. It's the main reason I called you up here. For the past decade and a half, I've been searching tirelessly for any clue that the Rogerias maybe find. Any clue of their existence, any clue of anyone who could be seen to assume the throne. Even a bastard I looked for. Heard rumors of one to the west, a glassblower, but it turned out to be false.
That is unfortunate.
There is no trace of the Rogeria line. I had hoped to be able to keep the land together, that one would return or one would find itself, and we would be able to reunite the land for them underneath them. But that does not seem to be the case. And
Be then.
the differences between us and the lands to the south are becoming more and more obvious all the time. Fortunately, though, we are not alone in our opinion that the Satovas are unfit to rule us all. They have forgotten themselves and become more Restovian than ever. They have forgotten the way of the Islandi. And on that note, Hout Skaras and Medvedet agree with me. And we have begun making the appropriate moves for succession.
I see.
The Valaka do not wish for open warfare, but they have promised to not interfere. I still hope that they may be swayed to join us, but them being a neutral party is better than we could have hoped for. And at that point is why I've asked you to come here.
Very well. What do you have? Yes, very well.
Concern goes over his face. If you do not mind me speaking, so I know that you have not always been treated well by our house. Some of it is...
I suppose I've been treated as anyone would have liked to.
No, you have been treated poorly. It's true. Let's not try to deny it. Some of it is prejudice against what you are. Some of it was misplaced anger at the loss of your house. You were unfairly had some of that taken out on you.
You don't have to remind me of it.
I don't.
I look at a reminder of that every day. I wear it in my armor for the past several months, and have had over 100 years to deal with it.
Yes.
What is the point?
It is unfortunate. And if I could, I would like to offer an apology for some of it.
Hans looks skeptical. Apology accepted. If I may speak frankly with you, what is it you want?
He goes. Now that the exploration phase has completed, he says, touching the map with his hand. Phase 2 of the plan has begun. The king has appointed the Sword Lords to find representative to move into the stolen lands and try and colonize them.
King? No, sorry. Getting caught up on semantics.
When he says king with quotation marks, I forgot you can't see me.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
All right.
The Lord Regent. He notices that maybe you didn't notice that at first. And he goes, the Lord Regent.
There you go.
Sorry, I have gotten used to to mocking him by default of the title. It's fun.
Goodness, I hope that's not how you've treated his envoys.
Of course not. That they know of. He is seeking to colonize down south, both in the avertation of this inevitable war, that he would have allies and not have to worry about his rear from attacks, and also for the mighty resources that they can provide.
Ah, yes, that was a thing.
I understand. He goes, I understand that you have some connection with the Sword Lords.
Yes, I do. In fact, one wished to meet with me at earliest convenience. I message stating that we should arrange a time. Um,
I know what what that meeting
although,
is going to be about.
go on.
They are going to ask you to lead one of these colonization opportunities. Some of this is from the excellent job that you have done. You have proven yourself quite exemplary. Some of this is also our machinations to make you look as valuable to them as possible.
What sort of machinations?
We have spread tales of how he goes of your frequent mistreatment and ostracization from this house. Strengthening that point and that belief, we have also told them that we have also made it known that given your work here, we intended to honor you with the title of Baron. Which we intend to do.
And suddenly it all clicks into place.
We would like so we are asking you to work as a double agent. Feign loyalty to the Sword Lords, be willing to betray us while staying loyal. We do not and merely keeping it your nation, the new nation that they will ask you to create, independent. Not an ally, something that, but not you do not need to be an enemy either. We understand that would be far beyond your capabilities of a young state, but merely as you grow, and in a few years when this war begins, that they would have to be wary of you. They could not trust that something would not happen. Merely that they would have to keep forces on your border just in case. Keep them just suspicious enough to draw resources away. Of course, if we could move troops through your lands without problem, that would be ideal in some cases, but being far down south...
I mean, if you could even...
Yeah,
if you could reach it, I don't know...
We may be able to...
Given its placement on the map.
We may be able to sneak some men by... seek some men along the border, taking the escort rate. There are plans, but they are unlikely. It is mainly, as I said, to work as a distraction.
I see.
The sides that are forming are extremely well balanced, and even something as small as that could be the deciding factor in this war that is to come. I know I ask a lot of you. I know that I ask you to do this for the family that has not treated you as family should.
Peace.
But I do begin, he goes, as hateful as it may be, what you are seems to be ideal for what we need right now. It seems almost destined to be so.
Peace. Regardless of how I'm treated and what is thought of me, still my family. This is still my home. At least that much of my father and me. It's it.
A look of
That
relief
said,
comes
that
over
being
his
said,
face.
give me some time to consider. Give me some time to consider this proposal. A
That's
few matters that I merely wish to think over and discuss with my companions. They are locals and will have a better understanding of for the land in general.
that is fair. Given the timetable that we are on, the your promotion to baronhood is supposed to take place at the end of the week.
I see.
Whatever your decision, that will still take place. It is a reward for the excellent job that you have done here. But yes, go. You may go speak with your companions.
Yeah, Yes, Hans will bow there and start to leave. But before he does, to know who happens to be in the caravan I was with.
Who?
It was none other than the Lady Elanna Lebeda herself.
Interesting.
Hans is yes. Hans is desperately trying to sense motive here.
Oh, okay. Give me sense motive. Oh, he is generally surprised by that information and beginning to ponder the political ramifications of it.
Please forgive me for surprising you with that information. I needed to know if our house was involved.
He goes, not by me. Road faction possibly, but nothing that I know of. If you have any further questions,
Suspected, yeah. Yes. If it helps your thoughts any more, I suspected potential political interference between Sertova and Lebeda. I'm not 100% certain of it, but the situation seemed suspect.
there are rumors that um, that her lady regent is unhappy with the idea of giving up some of her power to a young upstart by marriage. Though I am honestly surprised she would be so bold in such an action. Or that she would be able to hide something from the Lord Regent. Suggests many things, many things that I'll have to consider. Yes, but go speak with your colleagues.
Of course.
If you have any more questions or wish to discuss this further with me, my door is open to you. I understand that this is a big ask and a big decision.
Yes. Oh, thank you. It's good to see you again after so long. I've completely forgotten I've actually forgotten how many years it's been. But
he goes, well, he goes, I don't remember the exact member, but I do know I was a young man at the time.
Very well. I shall have my full answer for you by the end of the week.
Very well. he goes, if you decide, I will of course give you any aid that I can and suggestions in this task. But go. He goes. One of the servants will lead you to the guest quarters where they have been put up.
Thank you. Hans will bow and take his leave.
There's one of the servants waiting outside, and he does exactly that.
Okay. This is not thinking too fully. So he picks a door and opens it. Just like, and asks, and is like, Napkip! Excuse me a minute.
Yup.
Huh?
Oh,
Hang on. I'm going to say if I roll high, I pick the right door. Yes, okay, good.
all right. It is. You have. Yeah. You find Napkip's room. It's pretty nice.
Meeting with Imogen.
He goes, "Yep," and he follows after you.
Okay. Okay, Hans will go to where he's fairly certain Imogen is. I don't know if there's like more than 2 guest rooms in the house or something.
Oh, yeah. You were shown to both of their things, and you were told that there's been a study prepared for you to discuss matters.
Yeah. He's not opening the door this time. He's knocking.
Imogen, there's a knock at the door.
She unmutes the mic.
Yes, she answers the door.
Hey, all right. We need to have a meeting. Yeah. Are you ready now, or do I need to give you some time?
I can come. She leaves the room and closes the door.
All right, we go into the study.
It is a nice study. There's a fire going. It is quite nice and warm.
The gist of what I've just been told is, Brevoy, as I suspected, looking at Imogen, is looking to colonize the stolen lands, including the area we scouted out.
Mm-hmm.
If in order to facilitate this best, it has been decided that with the half sponsorship, with a kind of sort of sponsorship of my family and one of the sword lords, they would like me to be in charge of actually colonizing the section we explored.
Interesting.
Yeah. Speaking specifically to you, Imogen, we've discussed this before. Are the most important things to that area and the people who live in it right now.
I would say safety from the dangers of the area, such as bandits and that sorceress. And as long as they have the ability to live as they choose, I don't see any problem
Alright.
with more people coming. It's merely the dominion over.
One chooses to live by burning the forest down.
Well, apparently that's your decision.
No, I have not decided to do that. If anything, that would be a terrible idea. All right, Napkip, what do you think? Uh, would your people be amenable to working alongside a larger group of people? Large groups of people similar to what we saw in the cities? Much smaller, of course, but it would be
Hmm.
it would be something. It would be along the same lines. Groups of people all living in a bunch of buildings. There's a lot of trade, a lot of different faces.
Napkip is once again playing with his spine ridges on the side of his head, and he's honestly thinking and contemplating the question deeply. He goes, I think if anyone but you and us, there would be problem. But
Right.
but Chief should still trust you. I think he'd be willing to work with you. Anyone else, I don't think so. Big people not been good to us. But if you could find good big people, I think we would work with them.
Right. Then I think this could work. It's very likely that once the war starts, we'll receive a fairly large influx of people trying to get away from it all. It's actually fairly likely we'll get a lot of that anyway. The other nations, of course. Hmm. Yeah,
If
Hans will look up after a bit of thought.
if
Easily. Yes. Yes.
Napkip has
I know
question,
my leadership hasn't been the best. Our throughout our adventure and our quest, but yeah. necessarily have to be me that leads this country. I could the honors they give me and hand rulership over to one of you. What would you think of that?
Imogen looks uncomfortable with this question.
Napkip. Think Napkip is very good second man. And Napkip think with a few errors here and there, Chief Paleskin has done a very good job for us. But Napkip would also follow Imogen.
And your reactions confirm exactly what I knew about you guys already. Very well.
Napkip have
I shall accept the post, and I hope you won't think it too forward of me that I will be extending positions of leadership to both of you. You've both proven yourselves to be honest and straightforward with everything you do, and there are suitable positions for people with your skills. And if you don't trust your own ability, at least trust my eye to judge your ability.
Napkip have one quick question.
Yes?
Maybe more than one.
No, please, go.
If we don't do this, someone else will, won't they?
Probably.
Okay. That was Napkip's first question.
Oh no, we were never going to let anyone outside of us take care of this.
Oh, okay. Napkip have many questions going through brain. Imogen asked question first, and then Napkip asks his other questions.
What?
Do you have a question? Right, well,
What's our first step?
First official step would be to actually accept the post they granted. Secondly, we should establish rules to follow. Judging from what's been said, I think it would be best to make this a place of security, of independence, and racial tolerance. Definitely a place of opportunity. We'll have to decide on all the particulars of how to run this place. Also officially decide what positions each of us are going to fill. Come up with names and ideas for who could fill in other spots. There's a lot of preparation to be done. Ooh. There is one thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes. Napkip, do you still have that bit of metal you got from the cave?
Napkip goes, I eat in pack in room. But yes.
Excellent. All right. Hans lowers his voice a bit. What I'm sharing now does not leave this room.
Oh, okay. Napkip not tell anyone outside of this room.
Yes.
Is Napkip allowed to tell other people who aren't the three of us if Napkip inside this room with them?
No, this stays between the three of us. I should have said that first.
I thought so. Napkip just confirming.
All right. When we stopped at the cave, when we stopped at that empty cave, none of us could figure out what was with Napkip. And he went down into it. Do you remember this, Imogen?
Yes.
Yes. When he came back up, he brought out what I definitely know to be gold. This was not included in my reports to the Lord Regent, and I have not told my family this yet.
I suspect if you did, they would not let you go down there.
That's potential. Potentially, yes. Point is, if we play our cards, know of it, therefore they can't demand any tribute from it yet. If we play our cards right, they might not know it's up and running until we've managed to use it for the benefit of whatever land we're starting. And we might be able to use it to start. We might be able to use it and other resources, maybe the sulfur and the or the mineral water from the springs, or other such areas for natural trade with the other upstart kingdoms. Maybe even stretch it out into the other into the other existing river kingdoms. I don't know. Point being, both sides currently expect us. Sides of this potential war I keep talking about expect us to pay homage to them. We have a unique situation where if we play our cards right and we go unnoticed because of the war or other things happening, we might be able to turn this into something else. I'm not sure yet. I'm not even at this point I'm not even sure I want to do it like that. But I am saying we do have the option now.
If we can avoid that, I would prefer to.
Yes. And I mean, on top of all that, things are messy enough up here. Can you imagine what sort of mess everyone would be in if they learned there was gold down there? All this other strife.
Imogen gives a suspicious look towards the door and then turns back.
Yeah.
All right.
Officially. Oh, yes, that's it. Now, this is going to get confusing. Officially, we are being sent on this mission by the Kingdom of Brevoy and his lordship, Naleski Sertova. Unofficially, this is because my family has lined things up so that they believe I will be loyal to them. While in actuality, I'm being loyal to my family instead. Meanwhile, we're trying to keep details of this up-and-coming kingdom secret so that they don't rape and pillage the land that we're trying to take care of, right?
Yes.
All right. Whew.
Now Kip begins counting on his fingers what level of agent you're actually going to be then. Yes.
Now, when it comes down to it, I expect I will. Yeah. We probably will have to swear allegiance to whoever wins. way, we're growing big enough in a short enough amount of time to come anywhere near the type of power even just one of the noble houses have here.
Why must we challenge them? Can we not just
Don't have. Yes.
coexist?
Coexisting is the ideal. I'm saying that at some point it's going to be most likely that they can tell us to do whatever they want.
I can't
Just so
accept
long as.
this.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Just as
I'm
a
what?
note, real quick, about medieval warfare, just as a historical reference. If there were to be a war, it would most likely be, like most wars in the medieval time that took decades, unlike the wars that we're used to, which, because we've gotten
Oh,
bloody efficient at killing
yeah.
each other, happen a much shorter amount of time. Like,
Right.
there's things like the Hundreds-Year War. Like,
Right.
wars last for decades in medieval times.
Okay. So. Yeah. They'll probably be busy for They'll probably be busy for a long time. And by that time, we should be able to form enough of a background to actually be able to. We should be able to play it so that nothing. So that your homeland remains relatively untouched. There are still forests and springs and rivers and things, and people are still able to. As they see fit.
If it means that maybe someone won't have to suffer the same situation that I did, then I'm all for it.
Yes. And if it means other kobolds get fair shake and can be part of this, then I am for it.
All right, then we are agreed.
All right, that seems like a real good place to end the session, unless there's something else you guys wanted to do.
All right, excellent. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! All right.
Hands in the middle!
Ta-da!
I'll show you guys something after the recording. Thank anyone here checking us out. Always appreciate those watches and likes, and throw us a comment if you want. That's always fun. I whenever they show up, I read them. So thanks everyone for checking it out, and have a good night, y'all.
Good night!
Good night.